forgot. I was so busy conditioning bags yesterday. I'm all about the whole maintenance thing, decluttering, maintenance, seeing what I have, and then just getting rid of items I don't need. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about what I bought yesterday. Some of the things that I bought yesterday. Hold on, let me. I have one more thing that I forgot. And just a little blurb. I know my technique. Just a little blurb about things that I'm noticing being back in Hawaii. So first of all, homelessness. I feel like it's more rampant now. I was buying groceries and I saw a lot of homeless on my way back home, and it was kind of unusual because I've always seen homeless, but as the years have been going on, I've seen more and more. I live in central Honolulu, so don't think that I live in some, kind of off in the boonies area where all the homeless congregate kind of thing. There's homelessness more prevalent because you guys know how expensive real estate is in Hawaii. The average medium home in Hawaii is $1 million. Yes, $1 million to buy a home on my little tropical island. And yeah, it's pricey. Even the apartment that I live in, this place goes for about 480,000. I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's, jumping closer to 490 right now. And I don't live in a luxury apartment. I live in a normal 1950s-ish apartment. Yeah, so let's talk about this. Okay, so what did I buy yesterday? I went to Daiso. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Family Dollar, or I mean Dollar Tree. Everything's a dollar in Dollar Tree right now, right? So I bought this thing. It's an adhesive, and this was only $1.50 over here. So the store was very busy, and I see a lot of people go off to Daiso or Dollar Tree, and they just buy so much crap, man. For me, I'm kind of been on this whole fiscal fast kind of thing, and I thought I just really need to buy super glue, and I'm better off buying $1.50 super glue than spending more money and then maybe it dries out. This is actually quite good. I used it to repair chopsticks. Let me show you guys this. I gotta wash it, but I have these Mickey Minnie Mouse chopsticks. These chopsticks are actually over these chopsticks are actually close to 10 years old. They're from Tokyo Disneyland. Um, yeah, so I got this as a gift, and the little head came out. I tried gluing it with glues around the house. Glue gunning it didn't work, so I spent the $1.50 to repair it, and it works. I also had to repair the back of my. I have like a credit card holder in the back of my cell phone. It fell off. I mean, it didn't fall off. Like the side is ripping, so I used that to repair. So $1.50. I barely used any, as you guys can see. This is really quite nice. Okay, so back to the grocery haul over here. So what did I buy at my local grocery store? I bought Tegu. This, you can see, 3 ounces. 3 ounces of this stuff was $4. I bought 2 regular bananas. I bought some beef because, as you guys know, I haven't had beef in a while. I tried to save money, so I bought the one that's marked down 30%. This piece of meat, 0.73 pounds, right? This came out to about $9. And then I bought this one over here. And 30% off, this was also $9. So this is 2 pounds of meat, about $18 worth of meat right there. I needed to buy almond milk because that's what I use to make my chia seed pudding, as you guys know. This was $5. And finally, I bought this, which is organic maple syrup. You guys know, right? I don't buy any other I don't buy any breakfast except maple syrup. This was $15. It was from Vermont, and this is kind of like a splurge for me. But yeah, $15. So all in all, right, for me to have my breakfast, which is my almond milk with a little bit of maple syrup, I don't use this much, that much. This will probably last me about 3 months. And then my glue, and this and this and this. This came out to $50. And I can't believe it, it is expensive to eat healthy. Now, as you guys clearly look at this, right? Okay, maybe this could be lunch. Maybe this can be dinner. This could be breakfast right here, right? All this stuff. It's just so pricey, and it doesn't stretch that much at all. And yeah, if anybody wants to eat meat, just know that meat is at a premium. I'm trying to save money, and even though I'm trying to save money, I can't get around beef prices. I'm trying to buy the markdown stuff, but yeah. So the thing with the meat stuff is that I'm seeing more and more. Hold on, I'm gonna put this in the fridge. I'm seeing more and more of this kind of increased prices, and as a result of that, I'm not seeing too many people buy meat. I see a lot of meat in the shelves. I saw a lot of meat being marked down, and yesterday, as you guys know, yesterday was Sunday, so I really shouldn't be seeing so many markdowns. But even at 30% off, people just don't want to buy meat. Like, I completely get it. Like, who wants to pay $9 for this? Now, you might think this is ridiculous, but let's talk about if you go to a restaurant. If you go to a restaurant, a lot of the times, if you buy a steak, even if it's not, fine dining, okay, just regular place, your steak will probably cost you close to $40. I've seen steaks, like, they just casually mention, like, okay, you get about an 8-ounce steak. It's not a high end cut at all. It's not a filet mignon or anything like that. But they want $36, $46. And unsurprisingly, when I go to a restaurant, I don't see anybody ordering steak. This is the first time I've had steak, or I'm going to have steak in quite some time. By the way, the reason why it turns like this is because it doesn't have oxygen, but it's perfectly fine. So I just, I just kind of wonder. I kind of wonder how things are gonna be. I worry. I don't worry about my finances. Okay, let's I'm just gonna tell you that straight up, right? It's not like, if you guys see this, like, don't think I'm close to starvation or anything like that. That's not it. But I'm worried because I see the prices of groceries now, and as you guys know, I don't have any children. So anybody who has children, I'm sincerely concerned about them because, as you guys know, right, kids need to have nutrition, and if parents are sending their kids off to school, they're either buying the kids lunch or they're packing the lunch and all the apple juice or the drinks or the snacks or the carton milk or whatever it is. It all adds up, and I'm really worried about those people because I know kids are expensive. I've heard about that, right? People say that if for someone to raise a kid from childhood to adult, and this was a couple years ago when I heard this, they say it costs about 250,000. Now I'm thinking, frick, if I'm getting this little food for $50, can you imagine how expensive my grocery bill would be if I had a child, right? Then I'd have to buy formula, then I'd have to buy this and that and diapers and crazy. I also didn't share with you guys this, okay? So hold on. So my baby wipes, right? My baby wipes that I use for my bag for maintenance. When I went to Safeway yesterday, they had certain baby wipes for $1 off. $1 off, okay? It's not that much money. However, the wipes are like $8. So $1 off, I guess, that's like a little bit more than 10%. The freaking shelves were clear. Like the baby wipes that are $1 off, there were none in stock. Like, I couldn't believe it. I was thinking to myself, like, are baby wipes that much in a demand that if you have a 10% off sale, someone's hoarding up on the baby wipes? I don't know. If I had a kid, I wouldn't be buying my kid $8 baby wipes. I'd be going to Costco and buy the generic. But that's just me. I don't know. Maybe if I had a child, I'd be buying these like pure 99.9% water baby wipes or making my own. But yeah, just knowing that people are just clearing the shelves out for $8 packages of baby wipes blew my mind. And as you guys know, I don't have a child, so maybe baby wipes is a thing that if you see it on sale, you clear the whole shelf out. But If they're whoever's buying the $8 baby wipes, right? They got to feed that baby. They got to give the baby diapers. They got to give the baby this and give the baby that. And oh, I worry, I worry. And so, yeah. Overall, I worry about the economy. I worry about the price of food. I have been cutting my food down. I haven't bought steak in, I'd say, 2 or 3 months. And the last time I bought a steak, it was just one package of steak. That was it. So this is a huge difference because, as you guys know, right, when I first moved over to New York in 2019, I used to buy a lot of steak. I used to be eating beef at one point, but seeing the price of steak now just scares me. I saw, what was it, prime rib? Not prime rib. I saw a cut of beef, ribeye. I saw ribeye. Okay, ribeye beef, $22 a pound. Yeah, so $22 a pound for ribeye beef at a grocery store. Not organic, not anything like that, not grass fed, just $22 a pound. I've seen flank for really expensive too, and it just yeah, I think there's people out there who's not getting proper nutrition. You guys know my stance on beef, right? You guys know my stance on meat, right? But I think that people out there are just cutting corners on their diet. I am too, right? They're trying to eat more healthy, but it's not because it's not because they just thought like they had this reawakening and they said, oh, let me go ahead and eat more plants. It's because of cost. It's because the freaking beef is so pricey. And chicken is getting up there too. I shared with you guys when I buy chicken, my chicken that I buy in the grocery store is usually about $6 a pound. I see ground beef for about $5 a pound, and I don't know if it's just me, but I swear ground beef used to be like 250 around there a pound before. So unsurprisingly, when you go to the meat section, nobody's buying meat. They're just looking at the meat, they're walking past, and that is a stark contrast from what I remember growing up. I remember when I was growing up, I used to see people huddled over the meats, picking this up, picking that up, people wanting to barbecue, people, saying, oh, I'm going to eat steak tonight, I'm going to make this or this or this. People are just looking at the meats now, and they're just like walking past it, and it really saddens me. So, yeah, I didn't, I've been trying to eat healthier, and but I'm not gonna lie, it's partially due to cost because it depresses me when I have a $50 grocery bill and it's such small amount of stuff. I think that people need to really, really watch your spending because I don't think the spending is going to get lower anytime soon. I think it's going to get worse in 2022. And I don't know what to tell you guys except be prepared and just don't be surprised when you see things going up. I would say if you can right now, this is going to sound kind of strange, but invest in staples because don't be surprised if those staples start increasing. Like for instance, right? If you eat canned goods, if you eat things like spam, I don't know, canned chicken or something like that, canned tuna. It's not a bad idea to stock up now if you already eat that stuff or if you're thinking about having an emergency pantry in case any accidents happen. Oh no, it's totally fine. This meat has been out for a while. In fact, I don't mind having this meat out for, I'm not gonna get food poisoning from 15 minutes of this. So yeah, I mean, you figure, right? I mean, I was out yesterday for about 2 hours, and yeah, I'm not worried about it, kind of thing. But thanks for the concern, kind of thing. Yeah. So it's very pricey. Actually, you know what? I'll just put it in the fridge. So yeah, I don't know I don't know what we're gonna I don't know how the nation or how the world's gonna cope. And of course, right? I can easily tell you guys, I really don't have to worry about other people, but I do worry because I see the effect that it has on people. And as time goes on, right? My worry is that we might see developmental issues in children, and people will be misguided and they will say, oh, well, I don't have to, I can cut out meat completely because my kid can just live off salad and tofu and quinoa and the cheaper stuff. And I hope people recognize and they realize that they should still try to aim to have a balanced diet. And even if you have to cut your meat intake, like don't cut it completely. Like it doesn't, I'm not happy having to pay $18 for 2 pounds of meat, but I am aware about possible deficiencies down the line if I just say, okay, well, let me just focus on the money and let me not buy any meat at all. There is certain vitamins, certain things inside of meat that vegetables don't have. And I would, for cost saving reasons, right? I would love to cut all the meat out. I think that it would save so much money if I cut out the fish, if I cut out the beef, I cut out pork, I cut out chicken, and I just live off salad and tomatoes and bananas and fruit, cheap fruit like apples for the rest of my days. But I do know that for me at least, I do much better having some sort of animal protein in there, even if it's not very much at all. Having something is better than nothing for sure. And yeah, we will see, in my opinion, people shifting more into processed foods, and they're gonna be buying the cheapest stuff. And I don't blame them. I don't blame people for buying cereal, but I wonder at some point if we're gonna see people who just fill up on carbs, like sugary cereals, cheap cereals. I don't want to throw too much shade at oatmeal, but you guys know, right? I'm not a big fan of oatmeal. Like oatmeal, breads, and then it's just like fill your stomach kind of thing. And then people will wonder, how come I'm gaining weight? How come I have diabetes? How come I have this? How come I have that? Oh, isn't bread healthy? And yeah, you could buy a loaf of bread for $2 or so, but there's not much nutrition in there. However, if times are tough, don't be surprised if people just are like, okay, for breakfast, I'm going to eat a ham and cheese sandwich or just a cheese sandwich. And then lunch and dinner, it's like something similar. Like, I know this sounds strange for me to say it this way, but I won't be surprised if we start seeing people who radically cut down on their food because of inflation, because of rising food costs. I did also hear that there is a fertilizer shortage going on. So if there's fertilizer shortage, right, a lot of the crops they're not going to be able to produce the yields that they need. And what happens then? What happens if they don't produce so much tomatoes? So then they raise the price on tomatoes because they say gas is expensive and we're not getting as many tomatoes as we used to get. So we're going to raise the price more and more, and it's going to hurt the consumer. And then after a while, the consumer might say, oh, screw it. I don't need tomatoes on my salad. I'm just going to eat lettuce, or I'm just going to have some salad with some dressing and then some bread or some rice, and that'll fill my stomach up. See? Like, yeah. So Hawaii is basically like New York pricing. It's an isolated place, and there is, we're very reliant on shipping. If there is let's say we don't have our shipping containers come to Hawaii for whatever reason, I've heard the amount of food that we have on the island will only last the whole island like 3 days. So yeah, that's really something, all right? We are so reliant on the outside world for our food, and Hawaii, or Honolulu in particular, it's very populated, so we don't have the space to grow all the food that we need. It's not like the people who have space in like upstate New York, right? They can have their farm and they have space to have cattle and chickens and all that stuff. A lot of people here in Hawaii, they live in apartments, and the apartments are not cheap. A lot of apartments, you're looking at about, I'd say, $1,500 in rent just for your apartment. And I see people who are older, and if they don't have an apartment, let's say if they're renting, they really struggle. And I've heard about the struggle even before, right? Even before 2019. So I can only imagine how much those people who, let's say, retired and then they said, oh, I think I have enough of much money for retirement, how much they really have to like pinch their pennies right now because of rising food costs. Gasoline is very expensive too. Gasoline used to be 2 something and now it's 4 something in Hawaii. So, yeah, if you can, I would say, try to avoid driving in Hawaii because it's just going up, 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 up. And food's going up, transportation's going up, housing's going up. Unfortunately, wages aren't really going up that much. And yeah, I feel for people, you know. All that stuff. So yeah, I'm living simply, and I'm cutting my costs down. And you guys can see my groceries, right? It comes to a point where you say, "What more can I cut?" I don't know. I don't know. Like, get rid of my $5 almond milk and just drink water. Is that it? Like, it's so yeah, this is, if you times what you just saw, right? Times it by 4 weeks, that's a $200 grocery bill. And that's not even enough food for all my meals. Like, so, right? I mean, like, you think I can live off that for a whole week? No, I can't. I mean, the chia seed thing I'm fine with. Maple syrup I'm okay with, but like the meat thing, that 2 pounds of meat is not gonna last me one whole week. So I always go and do some shopping, and yeah, so people are not eating out so much. People are just kind of cutting their costs down, and I see grocery carts now and I look at them even in Hawaii, right? Because I like looking at that stuff, and I see people don't really buy much. If they buy stuff, it's mostly plant-based. It's not like the vegan meats or anything like that. Be eating more like bananas, salads. I see people buy beer, of course. Just tons and tons of greens, but I don't see people buying like salmon. People buy like raw fish, poke, and yeah, whatever the reason is, people are just right. They don't want to pay $10-15 a pound. I saw this one Chinese restaurant, and they don't have that much business. You got the wait staff just looking forward, just waiting for a customer, and they have a few customers. But I look at the price of their meats, and they want like 20 something dollars for one roast duck. Like, I think it was like $22 for one roast duck, or 22 or $30. I can't remember. I think one half of a duck is like $15, and I wanted to buy duck yesterday, and then I thought to myself, like, frick, $15 for half a duck, and the duck isn't even that big. Like, ooh, yeah. So these kind of small businesses, right? If they're not getting customers, their rent and the food cost is increasing, they're going to close down. And that's the sad reality about it. There are a lot of businesses in Hawaii that closed down, not because their food wasn't great. It was just like people look at the price and they're like, nah, I want to eat this. I'll just make it at home. Yeah, yeah. Costs are crazy. So I don't know, I don't know. But I hope you guys are saving money. I think a lot of people are doing that. But you got a few select people who probably are like the ostrich who sticks their head in their sand and they're like, oh, yeah, food cost is going up, but I'm just going to go into more debt. You guys know what those people? Those people where it's like they should be budgeting, but they refuse to budget for whatever reason. Okay, you guys, I'm going to get going. I shall see ya. I did so much cleaning today. I really gotta go take a shower. See ya.